Hello. How are we doing? Happy Mindset Monday. Hello, hello, hello. Emily, hello. May, Abby, hello. Kat, where'd it go? Hello. Vegan. Nosifo? Is that all right? Liana, I am Candace. Yongmer. Janet, Fakia, hello. Amy, caramel custard sounds delicious. Akanshaya, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello. Vegan for Life. Kathar, hello. Kiki, hello. The Essential Sarah, hello. Gwen, hello. Earth the Sammy, Trixie, Daniel, Diego, hello. Brina, Brandon, what's up? Elizabeth, EH, Notoria, Andrew, Charging Bull. I wish I could see it just as Facebook user. I'm sorry, I can't see your name. DS, May, Renee, Nayla, Amanda, Tiffany, Brooke, Eleni, Alexander, Nug, hi, how are you? 3 weeks in a row, girl. Gwen the Hen, hi, everybody. Oh, Fakia, thanks. Fakia said I look like a fluffy cloud. Thank you. F Dreamer, hello. Latoya, hello. How's everyone doing? Shreya, hi. TT Dina, hello, Dina. How are y'all? How have we been? I can't believe I got through all the names. I don't know if I've ever done that. Just got through and caught up with everything. Proud of myself. That was good. Nice job. Emmy says, Roxy, I've been doing so good ignoring the 3D. You'd be so proud. I am proud. I am. That's awesome. Jerika says, I'm so happy I actually caught it live this week. Hello, welcome. Charging Bull, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Like Latoya just said, life is great. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Vegan for life. Thank you very much for the compliment. Fakiha, how have I been? I've been doing good. You know, I'm like, everything that I went through caused me to, sorry, there's like a fuzz floating in front of me, caused me to, I see it. Oh my gosh. Caused me to really kind of have to take a look at my life and, you know, what I was doing and my habits and, you know, just everything and make myself, you know, do better for me as a human being, like taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So that's been going really well and helping out. And actually I'm talking about that in a all new, regular, old style Roxy Talks video. There are 2, but only one's coming out this week. God willing, it's coming out tomorrow. So please join me on the live chat at 11:30 a.m. We will be on time for that because it's scheduled. So I just have to show up and I don't have to have makeup on. So I would love if everyone that's here could join us tomorrow on the live chat. We're going to be chatting. It's going to be a new Roxy Talks video. And I am talking about how to basically it's like how to be a spiritual baddie, like how to be your best, well-rounded self. Yeah, I would love everyone's been asking for, you know, the old style videos to come back. I can't say that they're going to always be back forever and on, you know, like a schedule like I was, but there are a couple coming at you. So please join me. That'd be amazing to see everybody tomorrow, just like we used to throughout the week. Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. PST. Tamara. Paige is going to be there. All right, Paige, I will see you there. My most recent manifestation. I have stuff coming through all the time, so it's hard to, like, everything's a manifestation, you know, every moment of my life. And okay, here's something small. Did I tell you guys last week about the synchronicities I was having and how I found that? I did. I found that holographic universe book. I opened it up and it was a message about acupuncture, discussing meridian points. And I had just been talking to my best friend like 20 minutes before I found this book that I didn't know I even had. talking about tapping on these meridian points or whatever. And then like all these synchronicities kept happening. And because I was just trying to find a book to read. And the book I did end up reading, this is the part you guys don't know. After all that happened, the book I did end up reading like a few days later, I was like, I wonder if they ever made a movie about this book. And I Googled it, and there's a show coming out at the end of this month. So like, what are the odds? Like, have had that book. I probably bought it like at least 10 years ago. And I just decided to read it like the other day. I had all those synchronicities happen. And then I was like, oh, do they have a movie yet? Yeah, the show's coming out this month. So strange. Okay. Joanna, how to believe. Amanda, yes, thank you. Thumbs up this video. I appreciate you. Thank you. And hi, Amanda. How are you? Do I have any tips for believing your affirmations? Practice, repetition, saturation, working on not just your affirmations, but like your overall belief system in general. And I'm actually talking about that on this week's podcast, which comes out Wednesday. So tune back into the podcast this week. Same thing goes with, hi, Mimi, same kind of question. What to do when I feel like I'm down and I'm lying to myself sometimes. With that, like, okay, both the podcast and the video I'm putting out this week are gonna address this exact type of the questions it seems like everyone's having, which we're always super in sync. So it makes sense that I would be coming out with this kind of content when the chat is asking these specific kind of questions. So any hoodles, check back tomorrow's video. That's gonna help tell you how to live a life that's more fulfilling for yourself so that you can, be better at manifesting and be a better, more rounded human being. And then and just more satisfied and happy and content in life without, succumbing to all the anxieties that life kind of could potentially throw at you. And then also podcast Wednesday is about, believing in your power and how to like stand in that. So I'm going to defer to those two things coming out tomorrow. Video on YouTube. Please join me for the live chat, 11:30 a.m. PST, and podcast out Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. PST, which you can find at my website, roxytalks.com, and all other streaming websites. Okay. Joanna, how to believe this is all real and not being delusional. That's interesting. Do you see everyone's kind of going through the same thing right now? Everybody right there in a chunk, just feeling the I'm not feeling it vibe is what I'm hearing. It's like a lot of people are having a hard time sticking to it, believing it, trusting in it, fill in the blanks. And actually, let's undo that. Everyone's actually having a really easy time understanding it, grasping it. It makes sense. They believe in it. They believe in themselves, and they're seeing evidence of it every single day. So let's all just back that up and affirm that. Joanna, how to believe this is all real and not being delusional. I would look into like quantum physics type stuff. Look into, I always say this stuff, double slit experiment. Like all the iterations of that will help you understand like what the nature of energy is doing when it's not in your physical, like immediate presence. Holographic universe, that kind of stuff. That's that book that holographic universe. There's a textbook that it just like found its way into my basement. I don't know what. It's very strange. I need to obviously read it more, but there is evidence out there. Like there's a lot of scientific evidence for this type of stuff, and that's where I would look for you, because like I'm the same way. Like I needed to know like what's really happening here, because obviously something's happening. So what's the deal and what's it about? And like, that's what took me on this whole journey, and like how I became a coach and a speaker and all that shit. So also look into, I have several videos about, like like holographic kind of reality, like the time, what time is like, what energy is like. I have several videos that go into that kind of detail as well. So, you can check out some of the videos on my channel as well for that. More information. Okay. Oh, Heather, hello. Finally not working. Nice. DeBoz, hello. You're here. Glad you guys are back. Am I a Scorpio? Yes, I am. How do I stop the current reality from depressing me, Nick? Listen, you're not alone at all. Okay. I want you to like, I don't want to affirm for people, and I don't want to like judge, but I'm going to go ahead on a limb and say that you got everybody that's on this chat right now. can relate to that question, like including me. Okay. Like again, coming back to the same theme that I'm talking about, it just blows my mind sometimes to see how synced up we all are, because this is what I'm talking about. Like tomorrow's YouTube video is about getting all of this, like doing all the things daily that's going to help you not be depressed by your current reality, essentially. I don't want to give too much away, obviously, because I want people to watch my video. I haven't made a video in like 7 or 8 months. So, I'd love for everyone to join me there. Watch it there. Plus, I go into more detail. I'm talking like 15 minutes straight about it. So, in short, how do we stop the current reality from depressing you is to be working every single day to fill your cup with stuff that actually makes you feel good, and empty your cup of the shit, like the triggers, and purging negative emotions and allowing yourself to feel and process emotions and things like that. It's like the combination of your whole practice is my personal opinion or my personal approach. Obviously, like, I'm not a doctor, so this is not a substitute for medical advice in any way, but there's ways to look at it, and this is my personal approach. So I would say come back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. and join the chat with me, and we can kind of, you can ask specific questions regarding like that stuff, since I just made a video about it. Malachi, hello. I have not been ignoring your calls this weekend. I just been my mom was in town again, so I've just been, every time you called, I was like with my family, and then I forgot to call you back, and I'm sorry. So we'll talk soon. Sana says, are we all going through the same thing again? Yeah, we are. We really are. It's crazy. Rodrigo, how to ignore the 3D when manifesting height increase. Okay, I do have a video about I think I actually a couple videos about manifesting physical changes. So look that up, because I talk at length about that. But the thing about it's like, okay, how to ignore the 3D when manifesting, period. It doesn't matter if you're talking about height increase. We'll talk about that specifically in a second, but let me just say, like, it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Like, it's the same answer. We need to disidentify with it. You stop associating yourself with that word that's anything, the opposite of tall. I'm not even gonna say the S word, because we're not even gonna go there, because you're not that, you're tall, right? Or whatever word you want to use to describe yourself. We like literally delete that from your package details or whatever, your inventory. It does not exist for you anymore. So you disassociate with it, disidentify with this word and this idea. And every time you hear it, think it, or see it, you switch it to a tall thought. I'm so tall. I'm so, I can really see over the top of this wall. Like even if you're just, why don't you come and say me something? Even if you're joking, like you still say what you wish you were saying. Like doesn't matter what's actually happening in your 3D. You say what you wish you could be saying. Okay. That's like the best way I can describe it to my clients. Like that's literally how I tell them. I'm like, say what you wish you were saying. Say what you wish it really was, So like, if I was trying to manifest a height increase, I would make sure that any single time height was on my mind, I was making myself, by choosing the thought, not allowing the thought to exist, or not allowing the thought to think itself, right? On autopilot, I'm aware, I'm knowing that, hey, tall or height is on the mind. I need to be aware that I'm only allowing tall thoughts, tall ideas, tall affirmations, whatever. Doesn't matter what your eyeballs see. You think something different because you have control over what you're thinking, and you stay in control of that. And that's how you manifest anything. Awareness and discipline. I say it every week. Heather said, the last couple of days I've been thinking I'm definitely going to get a promotion, and guess what? I want it. I got it. Yes, girl. Congratulations. Revenant Fire, welcome. Brand new. Hi, thanks for coming. Sana says, girl, I really don't want to affirm anything here, so we won't, but we really be going through the same shit these past weeks. I missed you all so much. I mean, it makes sense, right? I'm manifesting you guys. You're manifesting whatever version of me you're seeing right now. So, if we're on the same wavelength, the same vibration, same shit. Jamie said, Roxy, as you pushed out, Craig. Craig Tiffany, where are you at? Oh, you're wearing a Fila shirt today too? I love Fila. I wear Fila probably like 80% of the time. Sorry, I have a hair stuck to my lip gloss or my lipstick, whatever it is. The fuzzy stuck to my lips. It's coming off so easily. Okay. How to manifest friends that are similar to me. This is the one thing I've had trouble with. Okay, so first of all, that second sentence you put, that needs to fucking throw that away in the trash and never fucking dig that shit out again, because that's your problem, is that you just like, well, okay, it's one of the problems that you're gonna have and run into, and it's gonna be why you're never gonna be able to find friends that you that are like you, is because that's that one thing that you just can't get. So that sentence needs to fucking go. If anybody here is listening and they have that one thing that it's just this one, everything's fine, but this one thing, cut that sentence out of your vocabulary right this instant. If you always have a one thing, then there will always be a one thing, and something is always going to come in your way, or come into your existence or whatever that you can't get, because there's always got to be that one thing. So no matter how happy you get, you're only going to be at 99% because there's always that one thing. So cut that shit out, ignore it, forget it, whatever, goodbye, never heard of it. Angelica, hi, welcome. Saw it on your recommended. Thanks for coming. Okay. Where Malachi said short people are cool. Okay. Okay. The person that keeps commenting about death, like, I love you, I'm here for you. I don't want to use the T word, but we're getting in that territory, and like, I've seen it more than once, and I'm just, can you please, I see you, I love you, I'm here for you. We are here for you. Can you, I'm just asking, like, can you please stop typing that in the chat over and over? Like, I really just, yeah. Anyways, yeah, please, love for you, but I just can't. Can you, I'm sorry. Anyways, sorry. Craig, Felicia, Tiffany, hi, super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Roxy, first, I love you, and we're matching brands today. Okay, I need a sponsorship. Any self-talk ideas for manifesting an SP who's poly to be committed to me? Okay. Yeah, so you got to dig deep, because obviously you've been here for a while, so I know about your story. Man, I can't get away from that pose. It's everywhere. Okay, I can't get away from it. I don't see it. I love you. And again, I'm here for you. We have to emotionally, oh my God, why does it keep showing up? We have to, because I keep affirming it. No, I'm not. It's gone. Whatever. Shh, erase. Sorry, y'all. And I'm sorry to the person that's writing it. Like, I'm saying this with love. I just, I want to be able to be like my best version for you guys. And I just can't if I keep seeing that over and over. So, I'm not, everything in the chat's perfectly fine. So any self-talk ideas for manifesting an SP who's, okay. Yeah. So you got to dig into your patterns and your past, because your issue is about, at the base of it, it's going to be not being good enough to be chosen. It's on some level, right? Because first it was the one thing, then it was this, then it's this. And doesn't this person live in another state from you too? There's all these barriers that you have in front of it. And it's this is just another one. And you're labeling this person as that when they're not anything. They're just energy. So you putting them as this, now again, and it's you've manifested this person more into your life, but then here you go again, saying and affirming that you are not chosen as the best and only version. Right? Getting down to at the bottom of that well or that pit is generally a worth. I'm not good enough to be chosen first or only. Right? So you have to deal with that. Yes, we have the surface levels affirmations that we're dealing with the specific person about, and making sure that you're only describing them as dedicated, devoted, one and only, committed, what's that word? Monogamous, all that stuff. You need to be whatever, describing them that way, but also there's a much bigger, again, there's a pit and a well that at the bottom is an I'm not good enough, and that needs to be filled and dealt with, or you're just going to keep finding this next. It's going to be fucking, they joined a circus. You know what I mean? It's it's just going to always be something else. Tiana, I love your question. I'm just going to read the first one. Can I manifest chill parents, and how? Yes, you absolutely can, because, actually, no, let's read the rest of it, because I'm going to tell you why you don't have chill parents. right here, your next sentence explains it right here. I just want to have a fun summer and I can't because of them. You're never going to be able to do anything if you can't because of them. You need to change your language. It's not your parents that need changing. It's you and the way you perceive them, the way you talk about them, the way you respond to them, the way that you think your life is going to go and does go and has gone because of them and what they say. So I need a bigger curfew to be able to sleep with my friends and stuff. Okay, so you don't need a bigger curfew. You don't need to change your parents. What you need to do is think about, and you already are having the best summer ever. So give yourself best summer ever. That's your new affirmation. Best summer ever. Best summer ever. I'm having the best summer ever. This is the best summer ever. Best summer ever. Go on a rampage about it. You don't need a bigger curfew. You have ultimate freedom. You have appropriate amounts of freedom, because if you have a curfew, I'm guessing you probably should have a curfew. So, so I mean, unless you're like, you know, an adult living under your parents' roof, otherwise, like, the curfew's there to keep you safe. So, like, let's just say that they're allowing you the freedom. They trust you within reason, you know, it's appropriate for your age and stuff like that. And they allow you to be with your friends. They allow you to be who you are. They're supportive. They like you finding yourself and stepping into you, who you're going to grow into be. They trust you. You trust them. You have a trusting relationship, yada, yada, yadas. You got to change the whole story that you're telling about them. And then you need to stop reacting to them as if they are super strict, like you've described, because they're not, right? They're very open and understanding and allow you the freedoms that you need and require, but not too much so that you're, you know, obviously not safe or I don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Right? Okay. I hope so. All right. What's next? I saw a super chat come through. Okay. Scheisse. Okay. Come on. I am Candace. Thanks so much for the super chat. Says, I spent time with my SP yesterday. Now how to keep him calling and us spending time together leading to a committed relationship/marriage. I need work on my belief and knowing I can have what I want. Okay, so you just answered your question, right? Like, you need to work on your beliefs, then you need to be working on your beliefs. Like, that means, what does it mean to work on your beliefs? It means that you no longer allow yourself to dwell on the anti-belief. That's it. Okay? If you stop letting yourself go down the road of the thing you don't want, you will, and then start letting yourself go down the road of the thing you do want, you'll stop believing it. What that means is awareness and discipline. Do your 360. Be on your shit right now. You got your person. You spent time with it. You're doing great. Move your story forward now, because we're not trying to manifest a person right now. We're talking about building and flourishing and billowing out our loving, committed, engaged, and I mean engaged like connected, understanding, trustworthy, comfortable, safe, enjoyable, fun, whatever fill in the blank relationship that you have now, because you're both devoted to each other. You love each other so much. You have such a great communicative relationship. You get what I'm saying, right? Relationship. You blah, 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 blah. We communicate so well together. You need to change your story from how do I manifest him and keep him calling. This is for everybody out here who's working on getting contact from your SP. And I know a lot of you are. If you're working on getting contact from your SP, you're behind. You're already a step behind. And that's why you're not getting it, because you're working on getting contact from your SP. That's your reality. That is not living in a happy, committed relationship where we have this open connection and can talk to each other about anything. We speak all the time and everything's great. Two completely different stories, realities, and obviously manifestations. So you need to decide what your story is and then stick to it. And no matter what's happening in your reality, you tell the story you want to. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what they say. Just continue living and reveling in how great your communication is, how much commitment you have, how dedicated they are, how much you're seeing them fill in the blank. Again, this is your story. Adnan, how do you brainwash yourself into believing? With constant repetition and focus and dedication. Okay, I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read this language. I'm so sorry. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I know how to say the name, but I don't understand. Stupid American. Okay. All right. How should I feel when manifesting my SP? I feel love in general, but when I really feel it, I don't. But when I really feel it, I don't really feel like I need SP anymore. How should I feel? Do I need to feel attachment to her, or fuck it? Like, it's both. You need to feel the way you would like if you, okay, there's a few answers for this. First of all, you don't have to feel anything. You need to affirm the right thing. Like your feelings are going to be up and like feelings are all over the place for like, it's just life. We feel things. And there's like, I've said this before, you have like maybe 15, I don't know the exact number of different emotions that we feel, maybe 15, 20, like max 30. Like I don't think I can name 30. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to start naming them, but let's say that's maximum 30 emotions that a human being could possibly feel versus in one day, 65,000 on average thoughts. Okay. So that means that there's going to be a lot of different thoughts that have nothing to do with each other, funneling down into the same emotion, either how do I say this? Like the thought either triggering or striking those emotions and bringing them up, or the emotions coming up and triggering and striking the thoughts, right? Like either one can happen to us. So we need to understand that your emotions are a separate thing from your thoughts, and you are a separate thing from your thoughts. You're separate from all of them. You are observing and controlling and watching it all go down. And so the more you step out of the role of experiencer and like feeling everything so like personally, like the world's attacking you or everything's happening to you, and not understanding that you're a part of all of this whole, you're a piece to the same puzzle and everything is happening with you in alignment with your thinking, then you start to understand that the body feels what it feels, and that's completely valid, and it needs to be allowed and witnessed, and like, okay, you can feel that way and everything is fine and I'm here for you, and yes, you're valid and okay. Do you have anything else to say? Great, awesome. Once the feelings have been acknowledged and felt, they tend to move on. Like the only reason why we have such bad anxiety and depression is because we avoid dealing with what's in there, and it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And then we allow our thinking to connect meaning to those feelings, to describe all kinds of shit that we don't want because we're feeling those feelings in our body, right? So the combination of these two things keeps us down. Or it could, well, it's not here in this community, obviously. But so really what you need to understand is that like feeling is just like, feeling is the frosting or the icing on the cake. Either you have it or like you're feeling good or you're not feeling good. You're feeling shitty or you're, feeling apathetic. Like the feeling is like the temperature gauge. Okay. The thinking is, well, first off, obviously it's the propulsion to the next reality and the next moment and the next and the next and the next and the next. That's what the thinking does. But the thinking also stimulates the feeling as well, right? And so once you get a better control over the thinking and allow yourself the feeling at the same, like to feel and to purge and process emotion, and allow yourself to feel like that and not attack yourself, not be down on yourself, not think that because you feel that way that all these blah, 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 blah things are happening. This combination of these two things together makes you feel and think better overall, and it just works in on itself. So if you feel like you don't really need your SP anymore, you are doing self-worth work, and it's working, because the reality is that you don't need your SP. Most people are looking for an SP because they want to fulfill something within them, and they're not realizing that another person can never fulfill you. If you are empty before a relationship, and you're going to be empty in the relationship if you bring your empty ass self to it. Like they can't fill you up. No one other else's cup can fill your own. Only you can fill. It's a self-fulfilling shit. So so it's like, do I feel attachment to her or fuck it? Like either one, it doesn't really matter. However you feel in the moment is fine. Go with it. Like I said, allow the feelings, but the thoughts don't change. I am in the best relationship of my life, period. It's all, you don't even have to go farther than that. It could be with that person. It could be with someone better. It could be with yourself. It could be with your family. It could be with your coworkers. It could be with your boss. It could be with everybody around you. It could be with all the above. It doesn't really matter, because it's the quality of life that you're looking for, not the person that you think is going to give it to you. It's what you actually get, the quality that you want. It's the outcome of what you think this person's going to give to you that you're looking for. So if you give it to yourself first, then you realize you don't need someone else to give it to you. And that's why people stop wanting their SP as they do self-worth work and stuff, because self-concept work is because they realize like, oh, I was empty because I was making myself empty. Now that I'm full, I don't need any sort of person to fill me up. So if it's that person, cool. If it's someone else, great. If it's someone better, awesome. I don't really care because I'm full now. And if anybody comes along into my reality, they're just going to double the fullness because they're going to be full, I'm full, and we're just going to be doubly full, right? Like it's a different approach from like, I'm trying to do this and whatever. So how do you feel? I don't know. You feel whatever your body feels, allow it, but keep your thoughts on board. Decide what it is that you actually want right now, which is probably just happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction. If you want to be in a happy, healthy, whole relationship, then say that you are. Keep your thoughts on track and let your feelings do what they like. Let your feelings be and process them. Okay. Pumpkin Spice, I appreciate you, babe. Thank you. Okay, B-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, new here. Hello. How do I stop manifesting the fear? I've been manifesting my SP and he recently unfriended me. I'm trying to stay positive and high vibe. Okay. Fear, again, just like I was just saying. Remember how I talked about like 5 minutes ago, however long I've been rambling? Fear is an emotion. That is, emotions are, we only have a small amount of them versus giant amount of thoughts that we think just every single day. Like we only have a certain amount of emotions that we experience for like our entire life as human beings. Thoughts, 65,000 plus a day. Okay. So if you think about the emotion of fear, the things that you're afraid of, like for me, heights, spiders, bees, that doesn't go away. You could put a spider, I could be totally fine and see a fucking bee near me and we're on fucking high alert, like fear is instant. It's right there. It's immediate. It's right there. And it could be accessed immediately, right? So we need to understand, like, when you are accessing or you're attaching fear, which triggers fight or flight, which triggers, gets you your like your endorphins up, like it makes you feel anxious. It makes your body feel like you got to do something. It makes you feel on edge. It makes you feel stressed out. Like prolonged fight or flight is like stress. It's just stress, right? So when you're using something like, an idea that hasn't even happened yet to strike up that emotion of fear within your body, which is always there and can be triggered by any number of things that are actually, life-threatening, like sharks or fucking, knives and shit, like sword. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you're putting too much you get where I'm going, right? We're putting too much weight on something that's like not life-threatening and making it life-threatening. And then the thing about fear also is that it's such a strong emotion and has like we said, like these thoughts attached to it. You magnify them by allowing them to do this. Okay. So how do we deal with fear? By stopping the thought in its tracks. Okay. Like the fear of whatever you think your SP was doing is not life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a lion coming at you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a bear just crossed your path. So we shouldn't be treating it the same way. We shouldn't be allowing ourselves to go down that road when a thought like this comes in our mind. Okay. It's just going to wreak havoc on your body and your mind, right? We already know that. Here you are. So what you have to do is like, you got to be on top of your practice. If you're new here, check out my 360 method. Just search Roxy Talks 360. That's my personal method of how I keep my thoughts aligned and keep myself focused on my manifestations no matter what happens in my 3D. And actually check back tomorrow because I've mentioned it before. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. And tomorrow's video is going to be about how we balance these emotions and these things that we deal with all day and not letting, our thoughts be attached to things like that. So detaching your those thinkings from fear, if your body feels fear, okay, breathe. Okay, I'm fine. I'm safe. Everything's okay. Everything's fine here. We're okay. Everything's fine. I'm absolutely safe, right? Talk yourself down out of the fear itself. The thought that your person is gonna blah, 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 who cares? That needs to be addressed on its own because that thought should not be allowed to be thought in your mind if you are a conscious manifester. And it's like, that's aside from the point that it's striking your fight or flight and causing like this emotional reaction, right? So these thoughts need to be handled. When you have one fear that comes up about person doing something, then you need to have a counter thought right away. Because if you let the fear build, and build, we know exactly where it leads us. You have to counter these things. You have to fight back. You have to answer to your thoughts. You have to redirect them. You have to flip them. However you say it, we can't let ourselves dwell on the things that we don't want, whether they're fears, doubts, worries, insecurities, anything, right? Like we don't let ourselves stay there, because then we just continue to manifest them. So 360 method. Check back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. PST. We're having a live video release. So I'll be chatting with my finger chats. I won't be face to face, but I'll be doing this. So come back tomorrow for the live video, talking about like staying in that high vibes place. But ultimately right now, like you got to change your story about your person, and we need to work on not reacting. So they are, if they've unfriended you, then you're on their mind. That's the only way we're going to look at it. Good. Now, decide what they're thinking. Decide it's a good thing. Watch my Take Them Off the Pedestal video as well. It's called Make Them Chase You. I think that's what the thumbnail says. If you go on my page, it's like the second or third video. Change your story. Yes, you got to change your story. Disassociate the fear from these thoughts, and don't let these thoughts continue. You got to be on top of it. Get a practice in place, like my 360 method. And thank you for the super chat. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope you enjoyed the CD. Kim bought a CD. I was like, oh my God. I had like a signed CD. So I appreciate you. Thank you. That was from my Roxy Lee Hart, like my actual music. So thanks. I hope you enjoyed it. Kim says, wanted to say your videos have made such huge impact on my life, particularly self-esteem. Also on knowing that everything is possible when manifesting. You should write a book. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kim. Thank you so much. I am writing a book. I decided today that I think that I'm going to start like working. I know it's such a long ways away, but like I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for the rest of the year. I've obviously had, my life took a turn that I wasn't expecting this year. So kind of reevaluating what I'm going to do. I have some announcements coming. And then I think next year I'm going to start like really focusing on writing my book. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. Okay. And thank you again for your generosity in the super chat. The Lovely Divine, thank you for the super chat, says, how do I stop inadequacy feeling and fear of being second best? Any affirmations to soothe in the moment? Okay. Self-soothe in the moment. All right. Okay. So I'm going to talk kind of like what I talked about in the last one. I want to kind of separate these things out. Okay. I want to separate what you do to self-soothe in the moment from the idea of being second best. Not that the idea can't cause or trigger the fear or whatever, as I'm sure it does, like we just talked about a few minutes ago. But just like I talked before, we need to separate them out, because again, being second best is not actually something that, like, unless it's, the last lung on earth or whatever, like, you know what I mean? It's generally not going to be something that's life threatening for the most part. Like, obviously if you're here asking this question, then this idea of being second best has never actually been really truly life threatening, because if you were second best, you wouldn't be here asking the question. You get what I'm saying? So like, again, realizing like, okay, I don't have to allow myself to go that far down the road over something like this. Okay. Because not being second best, which like we talked to Tiffany earlier, earlier, if you were here, about not being second best. And I was like, at the bottom of that well is, not being good enough to be chosen first. So we have to deal with the idea of not being good enough on its own, partly because it's triggering fear, which is not good, obviously, and leads us down a road that we don't want to be on. And partly because it's manifesting and, happening over and over in your world if you continue to allow yourself to dwell on these thoughts or identify as second best. And like I said earlier, it's going to show up in other areas of your life, and it's just like it's not good, and it's like it could come down one day to be something that is life threatening, and we just don't want to go that far. So fear needs to be addressed gently and kindly, like you said, self-soothe, that is correct. But I also just want you to understand that like these things need to be like, I don't want you to associate this notion and these two things together, do you know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is an emotion that the body feels when it is triggered into survival mode. So thinking that this notion of being second best is just not helping you, right? So just kind of separate these concepts out. Fear needs to be handled delicately. When I self-soothe, it's like this. Everything's fine. I'm okay. Everyone's safe. Everyone I love is safe. I am safe. I'm completely safe. Everyone, I'm happy, healthy, whole. It's that I'm okay. Everything's fine. I'm all good. It's that kind of stuff over and over and over until I don't feel that way anymore. I don't care how long it takes. I'm using my thoughts like a hug or a warm blanket. We're not talking about, no, you are better. You are like, not that it's not valid to say you are deserving in those moments when you feel like you're not. It's just that sometimes when you are dealing with a specific like notion or concept about yourself, trying to outright it in the moment when you're spiraling or fearing or anxiety or having that physical, like visceral response is not the time to try to outright it, because you're just not going to believe it. It's more so the time to self-soothe. You're okay. Everything's fine. This is okay. Everything's totally fine. You're safe. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. That's how we self-soothe. And that's why, again, I wanted to show you that we need to separate these things out, because self-soothing that could be triggered by anything that we need to work on. And so that in itself, just think, you're okay. Everything's fine. It's okay. You're safe. I'm calm. I feel at peace. I'm totally at ease. I'm completely calm. I feel okay. I'm healthy. I am safe. Whatever you have to tell yourself, you're doing that. And then aside from that, you're also working on your core belief that tells you you're not good enough to be chosen first. Okay. So when you're having a panic attack or feeling fear, that's, again, not the time to be rewriting this belief. That's the time to soothe. So the time to be rewriting this belief is when you're not feeling like that, right? Obviously, any time that's not that. So you're using your free time or your not triggered time to rewrite your story, change your affirmation, change what you're saying about yourself in your head. I am always chosen first. I'm completely worthy of everything I want. I always get what I want. Everything comes easy to me. The other half of not feeling good enough is that you validate it to yourself on probably many different levels throughout the day. We all do this. I'm not saying you in particular. I mean, you at large, everybody. We validate this to ourselves so many times throughout the day. And one of the ways that we do that, obviously, is with our thinking and agreeing that we're not good enough and fearing that people would blah, 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 blah. But also by not putting ourselves first and not allowing ourselves to do this work that I'm speaking of right now, because putting yourself first means I'm not letting any outside shit come between me and my own personal happiness, right? And so that means doing this work like I just described, of like treating yourself better, purging the feelings, not letting the stuff to build up, keeping the thoughts on track. That's how you become first best. You treat yourself like first best and stop trying to have the world show you your worth. You need to prove it and validate it to yourself with your thinking and your actions. Whew, all right, I need a drink. Got an energy dip. I just feel like all this energy just be sucked out of my body as soon as I finish that. Splashing coffee under the white part of my fucking shirt. Okay, since I'm taking a little break here, Paula, I see you. I'm gonna come to you next. Tomorrow we have a brand new regular style Roxy Talks old school style video coming out. Brand new, of course, old school style. Everyone's been asking me for a really long time if I'm coming back with these videos. I am, at least for 2. So we got 2 coming out this month, at least, maybe 4. Tomorrow that's coming out 11:30 a.m. PST. Please join me for the live chat. Live chatting, we'll be chatting with the fingers. It's not going to be like this, but it will be, remember how we used to do back in the day when we had 4 videos a week? When I was like working myself to death every day? Don't do that to yourself. Do it up here. It's even though I understood the mental aspect of it, I was still behaving in hustle mode. And it just like, let's just say where I'm at now is great. Everything is working out perfectly for me, as it always is. I'm just going to say this because I see it real quick. What should I do if a psychic told me SP doesn't love me? We won't end up together, not to fool myself. Realize that they're reading your energy. Don't blame them for what you are fearing the most. You said, this psychic used to be my life/LOA coach. Like, this sounds accusatory. Like, how dare they say this? And they said this about me. They used to be my friend and blah, blah, blah. It's like, they're reading you. So that's your energy. You need to change your story. Obviously, the answer either way is change your story. What do you do if you feel like your SP doesn't love you and won't end up together? Change your story and stop saying that. What do you do if someone tells you that your SP doesn't love you and you're not going to end up together? Change your story and stop telling yourself that. It's the same thing. Okay. And that's all said with love. I know I sound like a bitch sometimes. It's just the way my voice works. Okay. I sound so nice. I sound like a Disney princess. I look like one and I sound like one. Okay. Paula, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, manifest SP back. We hang out every day, do relationship thing. He says he doesn't want to be in a relationship and that we don't work well. Any advice to not react? Sell yourself on your story. Do your meditations every single day so you're purging. Watch tomorrow's video because it's going to talk about how to be a well-rounded person in a manifesting lifestyle. You've got to... Your 3D reality is your own manifestation. If you keep acting like what it says is true, you will never get out of it. Who cares what they say? Okay? Who cares what your manifestation said? I don't care what the manifestation said because you know your thoughts have not been on point, obviously, because they're reflected in your 3D world. So why would you listen to a manifestation of your thoughts that were not on point? No, 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 no. Pick the thoughts, stick to those thoughts, pick the story, stick to the story, tell the story, sell the story to yourself. I don't care how many times, how many different ways it takes me to say it. Choose your story and then doesn't matter. If they do anything the opposite of what you have affirmed, keep affirming. If you react, the second you notice you've reacted is when you have gathered yourself enough to shut down the thoughts and go back in the direction of the affirmations you want, okay? You must be in control. Dedication and awareness. Awareness and dedication. You must know what you're saying at all moments of the day, whether you're thinking it or speaking it or reacting to your reality. And you must have the dedication, the balls, the willingness to say something different every single solitary time, no matter if you have to do it 65,000 times in a day. So do your meditations every day, get on track with your story, stop letting your 3D reality tell you what's what, and be in control of your thoughts. There's no other way around it, in my personal opinion. You're asking me, so there we go. And that's all said with love. I know I sound like I was yelling at you. I apologize. It's just the energy. That's your spirit. That's your spirit guides. If you ever get yelled at by me, that's your own spirit guides. Because I don't know you enough to yell at you. Okay. Joyce, I like what you said here. I always trust in the universe and myself. Everything that's meant to happen will happen. Oh, okay. I liked it till the second part. Everything that's meant to happen will happen. It's like, what does meant to happen mean? What do you mean by that? Like, who says meant? Like, who determines what's meant? Like, obviously you determine what's meant, but we just need, that's what my point is, that we need to understand that, like, I determine, what my life does. The Lovely Divine says, thanks so much, Roxy, for all the content and info you post. I've been subbed for the last 1 to 2 years, and you've helped me a lot on this journey. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Okay, where are we at? What time is it? 30. Okay. And then Joyce said, "Same person said, I swear, I feel like you're one of my spirit guides." I don't know if I'm your spirit guide, but they might be talking through me. I don't know. That could be what it is. Slana said, everybody missed my aggressive voice. That's funny. That's funny. Fluffy cream. I know this is a weird question, but it just popped in my mind and it won't go away. It's bugging me. Can we manifest a supernatural lover, a vampire, genie, werewolf, etc.? I don't know. I have no idea. I definitely do not have all the answers in the universe. I'm not sure. Essence, hello. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, here we go. Our last fight completely reacted, made him walk home, told me to leave him alone forever. Usually I can manifest him back in 2 to 3 days. It's been 13, the longest it's ever been. What could this be? Okay, first off, you're counting down the days. That's one thing wrong. Second of all, you have already decided that, oh yeah, I always manifest him back. That's gonna always manifest in him being pushed away. Third, you're reacting and you're not changing your story. So all those things, what could it be? All those three things combined, plus whatever it is that you already have going on that's making you have back and forth hot and cold behavior, which generally can look like these are the things that I see a lot that result in this kind of thing in people's relationships. People that had to move a lot when they were kids. Or, being ripped away from your family. Sometimes it's divorce. Sometimes it's a loss in the family. Sometimes it's a death. Sometimes it's, families losing money, like lifestyle changes. I've seen it happen with like military parents where they're constantly moving their kids around all the time. Anytime like something gets taken away from us out of the blue when we're kids, generally, again, this is like just a general thing. That's the kind of stuff that starts out a pattern of hot and cold back and forth relationship. So I know you got something in there in your history. Look at somewhere in your upbringing, your, childhood, adolescence, maybe young adulthood it could be, but there's going to be somewhere in there where something was taken away from you prematurely, generally is how it looks. And so now what we do when we get older is that we push these things away from us. Like things are allowed to get to a certain like level of deep. They can only go so deep before you rip it out, because if it's all the way down, that it could uproot the whole system. But if you only uproot, just it only went down to here, didn't go all the way in, then you ripping it out of the seams is not that big of a deal. It's not going to damage the whole system. So we do this out of protection for ourselves. And usually what this looks like is that sometime in your relation, like you'll get back together, things will be fine. And then at some point, you're going to start thinking, okay, what happens when he leaves again? What happens if this? What if he does this again? What if this? What if that? How come blah, blah, blah? Those are why you keep manifesting your breakups, okay? That's why they keep going away, is because of your fears, worries, doubts, insecurities about them leaving when you're together. Combined with the story that you have about things being taken away or whatever that has to do with in your history, that's something down there within you. So all of those things are working together and then every single day you wake up and you're like, oh, fuck, day 14, you're adding more time on. Obviously, you're literally adding more time on in more, like as we speak, and then energetically, right? So change your story, work on not reacting, and then also you're going to have to do that deep work that's going to help you from preventing this like breakup or whatever it is that you do to sabotage your own self, so that things can't blindside you. It's like being blindsided, kind of. I'm guessing. I don't know your story, obviously, but like that's what I would look for. Okay. I'm just gonna scroll down and see if Essence or anything else. If you have anything else to add to that, Essence, let me know. Like if that resonates with you about your past, let me know. Okay, Dahlia, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey, I was just wondering if I keep affirming that SP loves being my boyfriend, is it going to happen eventually? Okay. So the problem with your deal is that like you can affirm that your SP loves you all day long, but if you keep countering it with, but when is it actually going to happen, or is this actually going to happen? You might as well do nothing. Like I see this with some people that I love dearly in our community, and they just work so hard on their story that they're telling, but they don't work hard enough on the things that untell their story. They don't work hard enough on the doubts and keeping those out of their mind. It's like, why are you like, I personally would rather just do nothing as far as affirming and just let myself be taken wherever I go, instead of driving myself crazy trying to affirm and then out affirming myself in the same breath and be stuck for years with doing it. So my advice to you is to whenever you start to wonder if it's going to happen or worry about it happening, that is your cue to shut that thought down. Tell you, I'm not worried about it. It's happening. I know it's happening. Of course it's happening. Of course it's going to happen. The person loves me right now. I'm not worried about it. I have them right now. We're in a great relationship. Of course they love me, or whatever, right? Like you've got to counter your doubts. If you don't counter your doubts, they're going to win, obviously, because we're sitting here right now. Like, we know this because we manifest our doubts. So if you're not countering them, then they're going to show up like they always have. If you do counter them, then you stand a chance of getting something different. Okay, let's see where we're at. Tiffany, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Okay. Tiffany says, hey, I've been working for the last 3 years to undo 30 years of victim mindset. I noticed that the louder the current me roars, the louder the old me roars back. Is it just the death of the old me happening? Okay, I don't know how to answer that question, but I do want to say, like, what I will say is that, remember what we talked about last week about identifying as a victim? Because, okay, I'm gonna say something that's not as, it's more benign than what we're talking about, but it's kind of the same concept, right? And I'm also going to choose my words wisely because this is something I'm personally working on. I talked about my journey with like body weight on the channel before, right? So what I realized, this is like lately too, and this goes for you with this same thing, and actually it's because of what we talked about last week that kind of made me understand this, is that I'm fighting an uphill battle as long as I identify myself as somebody, like right now I may be at a fine weight and size, but if I always identify myself with somebody who has struggled with weight, or who struggles with weight, or has, struggles with food, or has a food, I'm not going to, I don't want to affirm anything else. If I always identify myself as someone who is blah, 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 which then consequently turns my affirmations into like affirmations of trying to manifest the body that I want, then I'm fighting an uphill battle, okay? Always, because I'm placing myself at the base of it. But if I change my concept from I am somebody who's always had to blah, 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 to, oh, I've always been fit, or I've always been thin, I've always had a nice body, I've always been small, or I've always been skinny, or whatever, however it sounds like in the moment, doesn't really matter, because right now I'm just working on like rewriting the definition of, oh, I've always had blah, 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 blah body, right? Like I want my affirmations to come from a place of where, oh, I've always been fit. I've always had a great relationship with food. I've always been fine. Never fucking cared about how much I weigh because I've always been fine. I've always love looking in the mirror or whatever, right? I'm changing the platform I'm standing on, and therefore I'm changing the landscape. And so with you, again, we kind of talked about it a little bit last week. We touched on it, but I really want to say to you is like the first sentence, I've been working for the last 3 years to undo 30 years of victim mindset. Bitch, that sounds like a lot of fucking work. Are you serious right now? Fuck that. How about I am a fucking powerful ass phoenix, a beautiful creature who is making the best of their life every single day. I'm treating myself with kindness. I'm learning things about myself. I'm loving my life every single day. I'm getting better every single day. That's where your zero needs to be, okay? Not even affirm it. Because this isn't a 0 point. That's negative, right? We're below the mark. Again, we're fighting such an uphill battle just to get to normal or regular or zero. You know what I'm saying? I want you to put yourself there to start with. This should be, I want today, seriously, we're doing this together, Tiffany. Next week is your fucking test. This will be the last time you identify yourself as somebody with the V word or the V word mindset. You're not that. You are anything but that. And I know that. You are a powerful, inspirational, smart, intuitive, caring, kind, beautiful person. You are not that word. You aren't. You're not. Okay. So we're never calling ourselves that anymore. And we're no longer going to do the work to undo 30 years of How about we can do the work to maintain and continue 30 years of fucking being awesome and powerful and getting everything I want and creating the entire world that I want because I'm amazing and I can do whatever I want, period. Change your starting point. because that definition of you have of yourself is not true. Because I don't see you like that. So there's just no way that can be like a hard fact. Like that can't be you if, I don't know, I don't see you that way. So there's no way it's a fact, right? I don't know. I mean, what is a fact? So like, it can't just be the truth. It's just your perception and the thing that you keep saying about yourself over and over and over. So it's going to show up to, you're going to find ways to identify with that word anymore. So we're not, never again. Let's not even speak the V word, like erase from your vocabulary, period. Because it just, there's no space for it. We don't have that. We're not. Okay. Essence. Our fight was about me not feeling supportive. Recently went through some stuff. And because he mentally and physically can't provide, he's been depressed and feels like I don't support his mental thoughts on living. Okay, girl, again, I love you. So I love you. This is all said with love. He's like, you got to change the story about him. You got to change the story about yourself. Whatever's going on within your history. Okay. All right. I'm sorry I'm going to get back to you. I'm sorry to jump back and forth. Tiffany, I love you. I hear you. I'm here for you. We got you. Okay. All right. With Essence, I see where you're at. I understand how and why the 3D could be so triggering. I don't want it to come off like I'm just like, oh, fuck your 3D. Who cares? I get it. That it feels like I know. And obviously what you're going through is, I'm not even going to affirm. I'm not going to finish my sentence, right? We understand. So, but my point is like, okay, you have to deal with the emotional shit that you're going through right now in the present, but also your story, I'm not trying to like blow up your spot here. I just can imagine that there's probably a lot of like tumultuous shit in your history just based on what you're experiencing now and what you kind of affirmed already and talked about. So like, again, I feel for you. I love you. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. Like, please feel free to reach out to your community members because we do have an incredible supportive community. But like you kind of have like two things going on that are really like dire. Obviously you have your current thing, which is like this resentment that's building mixed in with these feelings that you have. Right. And so that situation is like, it's going to be harder to heal that when you have this story going, like I've been talking about with your history, with the chaos or the pain, or I don't want to say the A word, stuff that, not good stuff going on in the home that we're experiencing potentially or have experienced. That story is perpetuating and it's fucking up this thing of trying to heal, because you're trying to heal, but you have all these thoughts going on of like that are reaffirming the I'm just going to use the word chaos just as a blanket. I don't know your story, so I don't know what it is exactly, but it's like reaffirming and recycling the chaos that you got going on. And so it's going to make your healing a harder process because your thoughts are not helping you. Your thoughts are doing the opposite, right? Like, it's valid to feel that you should be supported. I agree with you. You should be. Your feelings are 100% valid. But if you use your thinking to, I'm going to use the word place blame. I'm not saying that you're not, that anybody's in, I'm just saying, just, what I'm, blah, blah, blah. If you use your thinking to place blame and attack, not that it's not fair, right? Or warranted. I'm just saying, if that's where your mind space is, it's not the environment that's going to help you heal. Right? So could your resentment be blocking you? 100%. Absolutely it is. His depression makes you resentful because you feel unsupported, and so does he. Now, so we have multiple layers, right? We got your own story that's creating this situation and what you think relationships are and how they show up to you and like your expectations, because that's what manifests. But then you also have like the current story you're telling about his depression, which you keep affirming, which keeps it in play. Your resentment, which you keep affirming, which keeps it in play. And all the things that you're dealing with, like it folds in on each other, and just like it just keeps happening. It's like a little infinity of just this like the story going over and over and over of resentment and anger and you should have and depression and how come and the, you know what I mean? Like, so basically like you need to wipe your slate clean. I feel like a clean slate 100%. I just see erase, because anything that's happened up until this moment and up until this moment and up until this moment, whatever, is a past manifestation of your old way of thinking. And since we're working on that right now, we don't need to worry about that continuing. So we're not going to keep allowing those thoughts to live in our heads. So if you need him to acknowledge it, then tell him, communicate with him and tell him you need to acknowledge it. And then he's going to say what he says, right? Like in the 3D, you got momentum built up with this story, right? So who knows what's going to happen? It could play out the way that you want it to. It could play out the way that you keep saying it's playing out. That part is like, I don't really know how, where the chips are going to land, but I can say if you change the story now, no matter where the chips land today, they're going to land somewhere better tomorrow, right? So okay, so he's happy, healthy, whole, or he's working on himself. He's figuring out whatever it is that's within him that's making him feel this way. He's figuring out on his own, and we're so proud of him, and it's so amazing to see him get in touch with himself in the journey, okay? Also, you are getting the help that you need because what you're going through, like I would suggest maybe need to talk to a therapist because it's a lot of emotional shit that like I'm personally definitely not qualified to handle. I'm not a doctor, but like somebody out there knows exactly how to help you through this. And I would suggest start seeking somebody out that can help you get there because you do need somebody that can help you through that particular pain and situation and period. So, you are also working on yourself and getting through it and doing what you need to heal emotionally, physically, mentally. Okay. And so as you heal yourself and make peace with what has happened, so does he. He's also healing himself emotionally and making peace with what has happened. Ooh, my throat chakra. Hold on. A lot of times when I'm talking to you guys, I'm like also coaching myself and it just makes me laugh sometimes. So we need to stand on from a new platform, from a new perspective. Again, you're healing, he's doing the best that he can, as are you. And that's the way we need to be describing the situation. If you need it, like if you need to have a talk with him to let the pressure out and tell him what's up, then fine, do it. Like sometimes I tell, if you can't do it energetically and you have to say something physically, then do it physically, because maybe that version of them needs to hear it in order to progress on their journey. So, you expressing yourself helps you as well as it helps them. Okay. So if you have to say something, then just fucking say it and don't let it well up inside of you, because it's going to make you sick emotionally, mentally, and physically. Right now, like you need to be focused solely on your absolute well-being, peace, ease, comfort. You know what I mean? Like that needs to be your number one priority, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because of what you're going through. And like, you have to remember at the end of the day, like you got to take care of yourself and your body now. And like, he has nothing to do with that, like that. He can't make you think the thoughts that work for you. He can't make you eat foods that help your body and nurture your body. He can't make you purge yourself emotionally. You have to do that yourself. So again, the partner is never the issue for anybody listening. Please, if you're listening right now, this is for you. Your SP is never the answer. It's never the SP. It's always you. Okay. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, let them off the hook, let them do whatever. No. Because sometimes that's the exact opposite thing we need to do. We need to put down some fucking boundaries. But my point is that whatever's going on within you and your relationship starts within you. You are manifesting them, and you are manifesting the way they treat you, and you are manifesting the way you react to it. Okay. So you've got to deal with it internally first. It always starts there. Okay. In essence, we are here for you. So please like keep us posted. And again, reach out to your people because we, again, everybody here is super, super supportive. We have the best community. I always say that, but then it's like I'm manifesting as I say it. Amanda, can you send more than 150 letters in a super chat? I don't know, but you can just continue it below and I'll catch the rest of it. Okay, did I have another super chat come through during that time? Mercy, thank you so much. Do I see a question or just a super chat? Thank you very much. I appreciate you, babe. And Coelho? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I hope I said your names right. Okay. Okay. Let's do last call for super chats. Please get them sent in now if you want them. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. Don't forget, I'm doing another old school style Roxy Talks video, brand new one tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. PST, live chat with me and your fellow manifestors here. Old style Roxy Talks video by popular demand. Everyone keeps asking for it. New video out tomorrow. Haven't even finished fucking editing it, but that's okay. I'm going to release it tomorrow, period. Oh, that's right. I'm so glad I said that. Thank you, self. That was a manifestation. I am looking for a video editor. If you are a video editor, please send your resume to hello@roxytalks.com. Thank you. And come chat with me tomorrow on the video, 11:30 a.m. PST tomorrow, new Roxy Talks video. Come chat. And if you are a video editor, please send your resume to hello@roxytalks.com if you're interested in editing for me. Annie, thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. Says, just wanted to say thank you, Roxy. You changed my life. I'm not kidding. Girl, you are kidding because you did that. I had nothing to do with it. I mean, okay, maybe I had something to do with it, but I wasn't the one who changed it. You did that, okay? So give yourself this. That's for you. And thank you. Gina, am I wearing a fun outfit for tomorrow's video? I'm wearing the outfit. You saw the short video, right? What are they called on YouTube? YouTube shorts with like the little pink biker hat. That's the outfit I'm wearing. I've been saving that outfit for like 8 months, 8 months. Ariana Grande fan, how do we send our edits to you? Do you mean as a video editor? It would be like through Dropbox, and we would be it'd be through that. But just send me, like, if you are a video editor and you want to be considered to be the Roxy Talks video editor, please send your resume, and a sample of your editing to hello@roxytalks.com. Oh, no. Sorry. Careers@roxytalks.com. Careers at Roxy Talks. I mean, either one is fine. It'll come to me, but careers is the one I meant to say. If you would like to be Roxy Talks video editor, please send your resume and editing sample to careers@roxytalks.com. Okay. Okay, Mary, let me get Mary, Mercy, sorry. Mercy's says, my SP has been referring to me as his friend in conversations and in text messages. Despite my intentions that I'm his boyfriend, he loves me being his boyfriend. He loves me being he loves being my boyfriend. Okay. So you're reacting and you're agreeing and you're allowing you're allowing your manifestation to tell you what's going on in your mind. You're allowing your past manifestation to tell you what your future manifestation is. That's what's happening. So who cares what your manifestation says? When you hear them say friend, you're like, hee, boyfriend. You switch it. Just like, okay. Listen to my podcast from last week, okay? I talk about, this is the same thing with healing. Every single time, I'm not even going to say it right here. I heard the word Belle's perfection. I thought of me as a Disney princess with a perfectly symmetrical face, okay? Belle's perfection. That's the only thing I'm calling it. If you hear the word friend, ever. You put a boy in front of it every single time. Stop disidentifying with your own manifestation. You want this, so then you stay it. Who cares what your manifestation says? Who cares what the 3D reality says? Why are you reacting and allowing it to change your definition of yourself? No. If you are his boyfriend and he is yours, that's the end of the story, period. You hear that word friend, you're like, yeah, we actually are really great friends and really great partners. It's great. It's amazing. And keep going, because if you just let your 3D reality just trigger you every time and stop telling the story, you're not going to get there. It's just like, you know, I mean, you might, but it's just not going to be like a fun trip. And it's probably going to manifest in some bullshit again. Okay. Manda Panda. Again, last call for super chats. My fiance and I had a mutual breakup in April. I want to make it work. He told me to call him in 6 months because he needs time. What can I do to speed it up? I mean, you got to change your whole definition of your story. Like, this is not the story of somebody who's an expert manifestor and a conscious creator. Like, if I knew that I was 100% in control of my reality by using my words only, I would never say a sentence like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're putting all of the control into time that's not real, your 3D reality telling you what your mind's supposed to do next, and also taking away your power by asking how you can speed it up, meaning you are resigned to the fact that he's not with you, right? So all that needs to change. Change your story. If he needs time, he's had it. Great. The other thing about it too is that, like, if he needs time, that means you need time. And clearly you do, because you're not telling the right story to manifest him correctly. If you were, you wouldn't have asked that question. So you got to work on what you're saying, how you're treating yourself, how you're describing your story, yada, 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 because it's manifesting. And, you know, your definition of your reality is what is manifesting. So change your definition of reality, of the very fabric of your reality, down to the core, down to the cell, down to the molecule, because you are controlling it that much. So act like it. Again, sorry, I don't know how to read this one. I'm so sorry. It's not in English. Okay. Can an SP affect me with their thoughts? So I feel something from them, or it's just me on them? I hope you get it, because I don't know how to explain. Okay. Can your SP affect now? Okay. This is a question. It's like, this gets at to the very core of how different realities intersect on each other, and how like different versions interact, and like that kind of stuff. I just don't know. I don't know how it works. But as far as like my belief system goes, it's like, I am, and I would also check out Bashar, because Bashar has more, like, I don't, like, anything I'm going to tell you is like I got from hearing him talk about it. So it's like, this isn't my own, like, the concepts of what I'm saying are not my own. Like, I kind of have my own opinion of it, obviously, but like, I would say check out Bashar, because he explains it much better. But basically, like, the version of me that I'm experiencing right now is not the version of me that any of you are getting right now. So you are getting your projection of me, and only I experience my true projection of myself, because any other version of me that anybody else manifests is me through their lens. Just like any version of any person I manifest is not actually their, you know, true version. It's my version of them. It's not the version, it's hard. Dina, can you help me out? The way that he explains it basically is like, I'm experiencing a different version of me, and you're experiencing a different version of me, and I'm experiencing a different version of you than the version of you that you're experiencing. And my version of me and my version of you are interacting separately and completely differently than your version of you and your version of me. They're interacting completely separately. Okay. So how do I feel about that? Dina says Bashar is a parallel reality expert for sure. Yeah, go to I almost called him Jafar. Go to Bashar, for sure, because he's gonna be more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have answers. I'm just like, mine's all speculation. She said it's a hall of mirrors. Everyone's in their own reality. So as far as another person being able to manifest you, okay, the way that I feel about it is that whatever version of me that somebody manifests, again, they're experiencing it differently than I'm experiencing. And they out there can't get me to do, think, or feel anything that I wasn't already inclined to do, think, or feel, because I am in control in my reality, and I only have my, reactions and history and whatever, and body and emotions and all that stuff to react upon, if that makes sense, right? Like, I only have me in my reality, and you only have you. So if you are manifesting me, it's not me. It's something like me, and it might appear to be me in your reality, but it's not me. So same goes with someone else. If someone in your reality makes you feel a certain way, that is you. That's your manifestation. Does that make sense? Can I recommend you some Bashar? No. Dina might be able to. I've literally only listened to him like 3 times, so I don't know like specifics. But Dina always like shares with me, so that's like even I said like the Bashar that I know is like not even necessarily from Bashar, it's like through Dina. So twin flames isn't a thing. I don't know. My thing about twin flames is like you define it as that, right? Like, I think that the term twin flames has its own connotation, and once you like kind of describe something as that, you're allowing it to be that which you described it as, and manifesting it. So like, I don't know. I just don't think that, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how to say about that. Joyce, not yet. No, I did not yet. Okay. Sanam, hello, how are you? Says, I've very suddenly dropped into a depressive state with all my doubts popping up intensely. Please help. Okay. Girl. That please help is to you. You're asking yourself for help, and you're like, yes, you're here getting some, but like, you got to give yourself that. Like, the help you're seeking is from your own self. Like, and whether that is through emotional purging and cleansing, meditation, connecting with yourself, giving yourself more things that make you feel good throughout the day, treating yourself better mentally, connecting with people who understand you, talking to a therapist, talking to a support group, like journaling, whatever it is, you're not doing enough of it, right? And you're also probably, and I only say this with love, and because we've talked and stuff, like, you're probably not on top of your thinking. Sometimes we go through shit, right? Emotionally. It's part of life. If you are not on top of your thoughts through the good and the bad times are going to get you down even worse. If you are on top of your thoughts and your practice during the good and the bad, then the bad, when it comes through, it's just not going to be as bad, because you're not going to add to it with your thinking. So I very suddenly dropped into a depressive state with all my doubts popping up intensely. That sounds to me like you have been letting a lot of shit through and not being on top of it. The way you're describing it. So emotional purging, meditation, get some fucking rage out if you need to, cry if you need to, scream if you need to, communicate your boundaries if you need to. Do what you got to do to make yourself feel better and treat yourself better, meaning don't let your thoughts build up like this. You've got to work on your story and your thinking, because it's not going to, like, it's going to produce this type of environment if you don't get a hold of them. And we're here for you. We love you. Reach out to your community members, because they're here for you too. And we all go through it. Angela, my personal best tip for manifesting money is to not need it. And by not needing it, I don't mean like don't have bills. I mean like don't act like you don't have it. Don't think like you don't have it. Don't tell yourself you don't have it. Don't count your pennies. Like, check out my manifesting money video because I've like talked about it before, but like money is a concept. The price, I was telling somebody this, a client this in a session, like they were talking about $1 million home. I'm like, listen, $1 million home, $1 million isn't a price. $1 million is a mental barrier. It's like, it's not $1 million doesn't keep out people who can't afford $1 million. $1 million keeps out people who can't fathom affording $1 million. Does that make sense? It's a concept. Money is a concept. Yours is in USD, bitch. Your money is not real. Your money isn't that money that you just gave to me right now, which I appreciate. And thank you so much for your generosity. You didn't touch $5. I will never probably touch that $5. It went from a pixel on a screen on your end to a pixel on a screen on my end. And now I have $5 in my mind more than I did 5 minutes ago. But that doesn't make, and if we're on the same path, you have $5 less than you had, right? If that's how we think. If you're thinking like that, then you're always going to be in a deficit of money. But if you look at that $5 as like, ooh, I just bought some energy, like, or, I just exchanged some energy. That $5 is about to turn into $1 million because it is, right? Like if you adopt these concepts, that very well could turn into $1 million right here. So, and even that is just you opening and expanding your mind about what $1 million is. $1 million, a dollar it's like, it's irrelevant. It is fake, right? Because think about currency around the world. A dollar to me, I can't even name some of these currencies I've seen in here before because I've never even fucking heard of them. And that's just me being an American. Like Sanam, ZAR, I have no fucking clue where that's from. And that's on me. I'm not saying and okay, I don't know where these things are from. And it's money over there. It's money over here. It's all concept at the end of the day. It's not really anything because you call it something over there and I call it something over here and it means this thing over here. It doesn't mean it's mental. So understand that money is mindset. It's not actually money. It's energy, which everything is, but it's your mindset. Money keeps you away from things that you think that you're not good enough for or something. You know what I mean? Like it's value and worth and possibility more so than just like dollars and cents, right? So if you need, my personal best tip for manifesting money is to just always speak with abundance and always think with abundance. And when I spend money, I make myself say words and produce feelings of generosity and excitement and joy at giving, because that's how I have to treat it in order for it to want to come back to me. It's like think about it like this. If somebody came to visit you, money, it visits, right? Because what did it do? It was that $5 was visiting your account. Now it's visiting mine. And the next time I use it, it's going to be visiting that account. It's visiting. Okay. So think about somebody visiting you. If you had a visitor come over and they came to your house, you treated them like shit. Where have you been? Now I gotta do. That's all you. You didn't bring any friends with you. There's nobody else. Like, think about how we treat money, right? You kicked them to the curb, like, get the fuck out of here. $5. God damn, now I gotta find another $5. Get out of here. You're worthless. I gotta find another $5 down to take your space. That's how we're treating it, right? Would that house guest ever come back? Never, right? They'd never want to be in your presence again. But if they came over and you're like, oh, here's your bed. I washed your sheets. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go grocery shopping? Like, what can we do? I got some activities planned for you. Do you want to see the sights? I'm so excited to have you. I love having you here. Think you come back anytime. You're absolutely welcome. Just let me know and I got a space for you, right? Like, that's the kind of person who you'd want to visit again. Same with money. So money, thank you so much. I love you. I would love to share you with other people and we're all abundant and you can have some of this because I know money is always coming and I love money and I'd love for you to experience this because this money is so great and you're so great and you two need to come together and connect. We're generous, right? We're not stifling and shutting ourselves off. So manifesting money is more than just manifesting money. It's a concept and my best tip for manifesting money was to change my entire way of thinking about money, honestly, because what I was doing before was not working well enough for what I wanted in my life. Okay, last super chat. Thank you so much, DS. Thoughts on manifesting an SP that is currently not in love with you, but has been in the past. All right. Same with anything. You need to disassociate this idea of like, okay, if somebody was in love with you in the past and they're not anymore, then you're starting with a deficit. And that just is an uphill battle that you don't need to, start with a surplus. Okay. Right? Like, cause it's all your own concept. You're pulling out of fucking thin air anyways. So change like the story, like, if they've been in love with you in the past, then it's not that hard to imagine them being in love with you again, right? So that's your 3D self, like making the concession. Like, okay, it's not that hard for them to be in love with me. They've already done it before. I know those feelings exist. Great, we've been there already, okay? So it's possible. Now, thinking that they're not currently in love with you and you have to convince them to be or manifest them, that is being in a deficit. That is an uphill battle. So they are in love with you now. They always have been. And if they're not with you right now, it's because you won't stop pushing them away with your affirmations and your thoughts, just like this one, that they don't currently love you. Stop saying that. They do love you. They always have. They never stopped. They can't stop thinking about you. You're the only one they want to be with. You are in control. This is for everybody. You are always in control of your reality, okay? So if you start believing you're 3D, that's what comes next. More of that. More of that, more of that, more of that. Get control of what you're saying in your mind. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care how hopeless it is. So what? The more you say it's hopeless and hard and this and blah, 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 the more it is that. And that's just it. No one can do this for you. And this is not to just you, DS. This is for everybody out there. Asking the same, and you're new probably, I think, because I don't remember you asking this question before, but like asking the same questions over and over and over again. And at the end of the day, the issue is not the question you're asking. The issue is the fact that you haven't noticed that you're allowing your 3D to tell you what's going on in your mind. That's the real problem. Snap out of it and fucking focus. Say what you want it to be. Make the declaration. And then if you have a doubt, shut it down, period. If you have a feeling come up, allow it. The feeling is valid. You're a human being. Emotions are part of the deal. They do not affect the thinking, though, unless we allow it. So don't. Be on your shit. So with love. Okay. All right. So... Joyce, thank you. So tomorrow we've got a brand new Roxy Talks video coming out. Please join me on the live chat, 11:30 a.m. PST. Ed, yes. You knew it. I'm channeling RuPaul channeling Cher, but okay. Coaleo, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Annie says, no 3D tells me what to do. Nope, that's right. That is right. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, you want me to help guide you through this and talk about your specific situation, talk about the affirmations that you could be using or how to purge or how to change your story, one-on-one coaching is for you. You can grab that at my website, roxytalks.com. I've also got free content, lots of videos, all kinds of stuff, community and more at my website, roxytalks.com. Allie, how to manifest better mental health. It's the same with honestly, okay. That's a loaded one. I'm like kind of wrapping up here to get into it, but check out my podcast because I've been kind of talking about like health and manifesting a lot the last few episodes. So I would go there because I've talked at length about it for a while lately. Okay. Yeah. So join me tomorrow for the brand new Roxy Talks video. Goldie says, I'm loving this no nonsense approach. Listen, it is no nonsense. It really is. And so it's so no nonsense that when there is nonsense put into it, it just makes it harder. And that's why I'm just like, snap out of it again. I'm just like, cut the bullshit. What are you saying right now? Because it's manifesting. Get a hold of it. Every sentence you think and utter is creating your reality. Control them. You can. Like right now, I'm going to tell you a word and I want you to make yourself think it. The word is salamander. I want you to right now insert the word salamander into your mind without saying it out loud. Just think the word salamander. Okay? You just affirmed. It's that easy. You just controlled your thinking. It's that easy. You have, not that you don't have any excuse. We're all learning this. We're all understanding it. We've been taught the opposite. Okay, fine. I agree. But it's your life. Like if you want to get on top of it, you can. You just need to be paying attention. Awareness and discipline always boils down to that. It always boils down to that. Know what you're saying or thinking, and then have the wherewithal and the dedication to say the thing you wish you were saying. Say the thing you wish it was every single time. Who cares if you're delusional? Who cares if you sound crazy? Who cares? Keep pushing through. Okay. All right. What can we do for our group affirmation today? I like it. I am absolutely loving my life. I'm going to type it. I am absolutely. Okay. I am absolutely loving my life. Yes. Everybody affirm. I am absolutely loving my life, no matter what's going on. Because if you say this, then whatever's going on is going to conform to match that affirmation. I am absolutely loving my life. I'm absolutely loving my life. I'm absolutely loving my life. And let the shit conform to you, okay? Stay on top of everything. Stay on top of your thinking. Allow the emotions, but don't attach meaning to them. Okay. And do you guys want to know what what's the podcast for this week? Because do I even know? Yeah, I know. Ooh, okay. We're talking about moving on from rock bottom in this week's podcast. It's going to come out on Wednesday. So, and also just, note, if we define ourselves at rock bottom, then we are there, right? So, side note, obviously that will be in the podcast, but that's what we're talking about in the podcast this week. So be sure to check it out. Again, if you want one-on-one coaching, if you want me to help you through your situation, help you figure out your patterns and like why you might be manifesting what you're doing or what situation you've gotten yourself into, I can help you there. I can help you get out of it. I can help you with your affirmations and all that jazz. Also got great courses, workshops, and free content at my website, roxytalks.com. Dina, started from the top and we stayed here. That's what I'm going to say instead. Started from the top and I'm still here, no matter what. Annie says, love you all. I was just affirming that I got a free dinner and my boyfriend texted me saying he grabbed have dinner for me. There you go. Congratulations. That's amazing. Okay. Yes, Cam, living your best life. All right. I love you all so much. Is it possible to manifest a specific situation again? Yes, of course it is. We all do it all the time. I love you. I appreciate you. Be good to yourself. Stay focused on your thoughts, okay? I know that we think that our emotions are such a big fucking deal when it comes to manifestations, but they're not until you make them, okay? Your manifestations are, your feelings are important because you feel them and you have to experience them, but they are not what manifests, okay? Like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I've been saying it for like 2 years straight. The thinking, the thoughts, the reactions, the words, that is what manifests. So who cares how you feel? Say what you want to say. Say what you wish you could say. Say what you mean to fucking say. Say what you actually want to experience. It doesn't matter what's happening around you. Get a hold of it, okay? I love you. Like, I love you so hard. I know you're doing it. I know you're doing this, okay? So I'm speaking with such energy is because everybody is feeling it and doing it. Joyce, thank you, says, love you and see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Please come back tomorrow and join us for our live chat and the new Roxy Talks video premiere, 11 a.m. PST, right on YouTube. And make sure you're subscribed and hit the like button and the bell notification. Joyce, there is, we have community at my website, roxytalks.com/community, /forum, either one, roxytalks.com/forum. Yeah, and you can talk to your people there. You guys can connect and discuss your manifestations and all that stuff, okay? All right, I'll talk to you soon. I love you. I will see you tomorrow on the live chat, 11:30 a.m. PST. Bye.